Suvibhaftani bhavanti.
In Jambu Dvipa, there are 9 divisions of land, each with a length of 9,000 yojanas, 72,000 miles. There are 8 mountains that mark the boundaries of these divisions and separate them nicely. So anyway, this description is there of these mountains and all that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving. Prabhupada doesn't translate that.
So Jambudvipa is one of the 7 islands?
No.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
So
9, right?
Prabhu, actually from this,
One of the 9 islands.
this translation it looks like
7 or 9?
Jambudvipa is Earth itself.
Jambudvip is divided into 9 islands.
It's further divided into 7 parts and then
No, actually if you read
9
the
parts.
purport by Prabhupada, where the locations of the various mountains beginning with the Himalayas are described.
Yeah.
Right.
The
That's the
Himalayas
greater
go to different levels.
Subtle Himalayas.
Yeah, so
what we are
those,
seeing is just a little bit.
So Bharatvarsha is only one of those 9 subdivisions of Jambudvip. You
anyway,
cannot
don't-
perceive the remaining 8. They are there.
That's why I said no.
beyond perception.
Just read first. Then after that you'll say, you're trying to put in your material mind all logically. It doesn't fit because they are subtle and gross things we are trying to fit now.
Yeah.
It's
Just like Ganga, it exists.
yeah, Ganga is coming from where? Do you
Higher
know?
planetary system.
Where?
The Lord.
Ganga is
Karanodakashayi
where?
Vishnu.
Karanodakashayi
Yeah,
Vishnu.
so it's coming from there. But then it doesn't go straight to Lord Brahma first. It goes to
Knows all the higher planetary systems.
to which place first? To Dhruva.
Dhruvaloka.
Yeah, and then
Shiva
it goes
Loka.
to and then aeroplanes come to catch the water and
Water.
goes to Brahma's place. And
fall
then from
in
there
the
it falls down.
Then where Shiva comes into picture, like
There he's beyond
Beyond
there. Beyond there.
Even before this.
so he's catching the water
Yes.
first.
So anyway, like I said, no, we try to, everything must be like, okay, everything nicely in the table like that. You can do in your home, but when you go into this realm, just now only Sukadev Goswami said. That even as long as you live as Brahma, you can speculate, still you don't understand how this energy is set up.
Gross and subtle.
Even this also, you cannot understand. Yeah.
It's very limited.
Okay, text 7.
येषां मध्ये इलाव्रतं नामाभ्यन्तरवर्षं यस्य नाभ्याम् अवस्थितः सर्वतः सवर्णः कुलगिरोराजो मेरुद्वीपायाम समुन्नाहः कर्णिकाभूतः कुवलय कमलस्य मूर्धनि 32 सहस्रयोजन विततो मूले 16 सहस्रं तावत् अन्तर्भूम्यां प्रविष्टः.
Amidst these divisions or varshas is the varsha named Ilavrita, which is situated in the middle of the whole of the lotus. Within Ilavrita varsha is Sumera mountain, which is made of gold. Sumera mountain is like the pericarp of the lotus-like Bhumandala planetary system. The mountain's height is the same as the width of Jambudvipa, or in other words 100,000 yojanas, 800 miles. Of that, 16,000 yojanas, 128,000 miles, are within the earth, and therefore the mountain's height above the earth is 84,000 yojanas, 672,000 miles. The mountain's width is 32,000 yojanas, 256,000 miles at its summit, and 16,000 yojanas at its base. So it's an inverted mountain. It's like that. But anyway, look at the size of it. You can't even imagine it. So you can't even see it because it's on a different dimension. Text 8.
Oh, one stupid question. So of that 16,000 yojanas are within the earth. So what is that actually?
It is that plane. The whole mass I was saying. So if it's this, then the top portion is the Sumera mountain, and then the bottom from this. So it is within this earthly portion side.
Okay.
That's how I understand.
Another stupid question. Sorry for.
That's how I understood it.
So then the Jambudvipa then referred to in previously, then it's not actually spreading across the.
Yeah, this is a good picture. That one.
See, Amritananda Prabhu gave a very good presentation on this.
Each one of them are plains. So there you go.
It's a mountain.
Yeah.
See, like, it is little bit in the earthly planet where those 7 planets you showed.
It's down there.
Where is
No.
Jambudvipa?
This whole thing is a Jambudvip, the whole disc.
The
Whole
whole
disc?
thing.
Whole disc.
Whole disc is a Jambudvip.
In this picture you can see
Whole disk
Jambudvip.
is
Yeah.
Oh, this whole disk is Jambudvip.
No,
No,
This is
the
Bhumanda.
smaller disc.
This-
Only the
the
innermost
inside.
disc.
Inside is
The
Jambudvip.
innermost
There are
disc.
9, right?
The inside is Jambudvip.
See the whole, if you see from the outside, is
No.
a
The
whole.
closest one is
It's over there. Why
Jambudvipa.
don't you just
Yeah.
read that
Yeah.
circles?
The inside one, right?
Yeah,
the innermost
the
disc.
Innermost is Jambudvipa.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're still trying to fit in your brain, so it doesn't.
No,
matter.
okay, I will
Yeah,
ask you later.
later
but-
is okay. Let's go.
Parikshit Maharaj is getting everything. He's not asking any questions.
That's why we are not Parikshit.
Yeah, we are not.
Let's go. Text 8.
उत्तरोत्तर नील
Vritam.
वृतं नीलः श्वेतः शृङ्गवान् इति त्रयो रम्यक हिरण्मय कुरूणां वर्षाणां मर्यादगिरयः प्राग् आयता उभयातः क्षरो दवादयो 2,000 पृथव एकैकशः पूर्वस्माद् उत्तरो दशांशादिकंशेन दैर्घ्य एव प्रशन्ति.
Just north of Ilavrita Varsha and going further northward, one after another, 3 mountains named Nila, Sweta and Shringavan. These mark the borders of the 3 Varshas named Ramyaka, Hiranmaya and Kuru and separate them from one another. The width of these mountains is 2,000 yojanas, 16,000 miles. Lengthwise they extend east and west to the beaches of the ocean of salt water. Going from south to north, the length of each mountain is 1/10 shorter than that of the previous mountain, but the height of them all is the same. Okay? Let's not worry so much. Text 9. I know, you want to get into that. I don't want to get into those things.
The modern expeditions attempting to reach
The moon planet, yes.
mistakenly
Going to Rahu, that's what he said. Yeah. So Prabhupada says that and we just accept that, because we do not know exactly. Because our understanding of moon is a heavenly planet. The scientists understand moon is that satellite which is dead, So Prabhupada therefore says they couldn't have gone to moon because moon is a heavenly planet. There are people living and so on. But obviously they can't reach that. When I first read this 5th canto many years ago, I was trying to fit it with the modern scientist vision. It could never work out. Never. Then I said forget it, moved on. Then slowly you hear Sadaput Prabhu's and then something sip in, little bit, little bit ghee got stuck inside, like that. But still, it's hard to
So
understand.
for the 5th canto exam, we'll ask all this proof.
Don't worry. Oh no, so people can only this chapter, that's it.
describe Jambudvipa.
Describe Jambudvipa. No, don't worry. No, I'll give you. No, I'll give you as long as Brahma's lifespan.
Write the exam.
Right there. Not possible. Text 9.
Separate paper for you, not for us.
एवं दक्षिणेनालावृतं निषदो हेमकूटो हिमालय इति प्रागायता यथा निलालयो आयुत योजनच्छेद हरिवर्ष किं पुरुष भारतानां यथा संख्यम्.
Similarly, south of Ilavrita Varsha and extending from east to west are 3 great mountains named from north to south, Nishada, Hemakuta and Himalaya. Each of them is 10,000 yojanas, 80,000 miles high. They mark the boundaries of the 3 Varshas named Hari Varsha, Kimpurusha Varsha and Bharata Varsha. So they extend, Prabhu, from the subtle realm down all the way to the gross portion to this planetary system. Okay? So just like Vrindavan is here and Vrindavan is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay? But you can't see Vrindavan here.
Yeah.
So the same way, even within the gross and material aspect of material elements, there is subtle elements that are like oxygen, right, or air. Air in a subtle realm is different from the air in here, like that. The elemental stage is totally different. When Mahatattva is formed, originally Pradhan is different. Then when the combination they become Mahatattva.
Yeah.
The element at that level and the gross element now is totally different. One is so refined, it is so subtle like that. You know? And it's very hard for us to imagine. We don't have the intelligence to figure that out until you become qualified, purified.
See, whatever is south of Himalaya, that is Bharatvarsha. I think Mahabharata, there is a pastime. Arjuna
Yes.
actually goes to another Varsa,
Yes.
one of the
As
other
he's
9
going
Varsas.
up, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he lands over, the guards they stop him and they say,
Yes.
you know, who are you? Why did you come over here? No mortals can come over here. First of all, I may surprise you are able to come over here
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's not even accessible to the mortals.
Yeah, yeah, well, actually he comes to Lord Shiva's place. Yeah. No? Later on you can ask.
Yeah, here Prabhupada actually writes Bharatavarsha as India.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Prabhupada sees Bharatvarsha as the, you know, when
The
King
entire
Bharata was there, the whole
whole
planet
earth
was
was
Bharatvarsha. Right? So Prabhupada can see like that, and we have to see, yes, that's correct, you know. Continue.
तथैवेलावृतम् अपरेण पूर्वेण च माल्यवद् गन्धमादनौ आनिल निषादयातौ द्विसहस्रं पप्रत्तातुः केतुमाला भद्राश्रवयोः सीमावनं विदधाते.
In the same way, west and east of Ilavrita Varsha, two great mountains named Malyavan and Gandhamadana, respectively. These two mountains, which are 2000 yojanas, 16,000 miles high, extend as far as Nila mountain in the north and Nishada in the south. They indicate the borders of Ilavrita Varsha and also Varshas known as Ketumala and Bhadrashva. You know, you can take a paper and draw all this. You should do that first. Then you'll see.
We already
Okay.
have pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the picture.
No, I think this
No,
was-
don't look at the pictures. You try it first, then you look at the picture after that. Then you'll see how difficult it is to use your intelligence to come out with something. Right? So Prabhupada says, this is a nice paper, I like you all to look at it. There are so many mountains even on this planet Earth. We do not think that the measurements of all of them have actually been calculated. While passing over the mountainous region from Mexico to Caracas, we actually saw so many mountains that we doubt whether their height, length and breadth have been properly measured. Therefore, as indicated in Srimad Bhagavatam by Shukadev Goswami, we should not try to comprehend the greater mountainous areas of the universe merely by our calculations. Alright? So that's the idea. So don't crack your head. Text 11.
Mandaro meru mandaraha सुपार्श्वः कुमुद इत्ययुत योजन विस्तारणोन्नः मेरोश्चतुर्दिशम् अवस्तम्भ गिरय उपक्लप्ताः.
On the four sides of the great mountain known as Sumera are four mountains, Mandara, Meru Mandara, Suparshva and Kumuda, which are like its belts. The length and height of these mountains are calculated to be 10,000 yojanas, 80,000 miles. That's it. Can't even calculate. Our planet is so small.
5,000 something.
5,000 feet in a mile.
Something.
So Mount Everest is 35,000 feet, right? So it's not much. It's only like 7 miles high. That's about it.
They count
We are
only
talking
8
about
miles,
16,000 miles.
Yeah,
80,000.
80,000.
Yes, we are going to the higher planetary system. This is
So basically, what
Lower
our Mount Everest is
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
text 12.
चतुर्श्वेतेषु चूत जम्बू कदम्ब न्यग्रोदास् चत्वारः पादप प्रवराः पर्वतकेतव इवादि सहस्रयोजनान्नास् तावत् विततयः सात योजन परिणाहः.
Standing like flagstaffs on the summits of these 4 mountains are a mango tree, a rose apple tree, a kadamba tree, and a banyan tree. Those trees are calculated to have a width of 100 yojanas, 800 miles, and a height of 1,100 yojanas, 8,800 miles. Their branches also spread to a radius of 1,100 yojanas.
9,000 miles.
Just see how this is, cannot comprehend. Text
There's no
13
apple tree.
and 14.
There's no apple tree.
No, it's rose apple.
Okay, rose apple.
What is rose apple?
Oh, sorry.
Pear,
Oh, yeah.
pear.
So that's where the
Pears.
thing
Yes.
Christianity.
Started.
No, but these are not ordinary trees. These are huge trees.
Adam and Eve.
Look at the height of the trees. Text 13 and 14. One mango will last for us is
Lifetime.
Lifetime, yeah.
lifetime.
How
Yeah,
big the mango should be?
it's as big as an elephant. Each mango. Text 13 and 14.
ततश्चत्वारः पयो माद्विक्षुरस भृष्टजला यद् उपस्पर्शिन उपदेव गणा योगैश्वर्याणि स्वभाविकानि भरतर्षभधारयन्ति देवोद्यानानि च भवन्ति चत्वारि नन्दनं चैत्रारथं वैब्राकजकं सर्वतोभद्रम् इति.
One thing you have to understand that these descriptions are also heavenly residential places within our planetary system. They are not on the heavenly planetary system. They are heavenly in our Bhumandala. So they are special also. They are more higher than what we experience here. So these are some of the descriptions also. So continuing, O Maharaj Parikshit, best of the Bharata dynasty, between these 4 mountains are 4 huge lakes. The water of the first tastes just like milk. The water of the second like honey, and that of the third like sugarcane juice. The 4th lake is filled with pure water. The celestial beings such as the Siddhas, Charanas and Gandharvas, who are also known as demigods, enjoy the facilities of those 4 lakes. So it's like their resort, Consequently, they have the natural perfections of mystic yoga, such as the power to become smaller than the smallest or the greater than the greatest. There are also 4 celestial gardens named Nandana, Chaitraradha, Vaibrajaka and Sarvatobhadra. Text 15.
येष अमर परिवृदाः सहसुर लालन लालम युत
Lalama.
ललाम युत पतय उपदेव गणैर उपगीयमान महिमानः किल विहरन्ति.
The best of the demigods, along with their wives, who are like ornaments of heavenly beauty, meet together and enjoy within those gardens, while their glories are sung by lesser demigods known as Gandharvas.
So these are the same Nandana Kanana gardens?
Looks
Looks
like
like it.
16.
मन्दरोत्सङ्ग एकादश शत योजनोत्तुङ्ग देवाच्युत शिरसो गिरिशिखर स्थूलानि फलानि अमृतकल्पानि पतन्ति.
On the lower slopes of Mandara mountain is a mango tree named Devachyuta. It is 1,100 yojanas high. Mangoes as big as a mountain peaks and as sweet as nectar fall from the top of this tree for the enjoyment of the denizens of the heaven. So these things are in a different dimension also. Even the tree is of different quality.
This is all in Bhumandala.
Yeah. But still, you will see when further the description they will talk about Indra's location within that area. Okay.
Also, these yojanas, it's for our understanding, it's approximately translated as 1 yojana is 8 miles.
Yeah.
But if you see the definition of yojana, it is in terms of padas, 1,000 steps. But then that is very subjective, relative term. For demigods, it's different.
Different,
Even for the yugas, Satya Yuga people were so tall.
That's true.
So whoever can access these regions, you have to see what their pada is, and according to that change. So it does not exactly translate to 80,000 miles. It could be even bigger than that.
Text 17.
तेषां विशीर्यमानानाम् अति मधुर सुरभि सुगन्धि बहुलारुण रसोदेनारुणदो रसोदेनारुणोद नाम नावि मंदार गिरि शिखरान् निपतन्ति पूर्वेनेलावृतम् उपप्लवयति.
When all those solid fruits fall from such a height, they break, and the sweet fragrant juice within them flows out and becomes increasingly more fragrant as it mixes with other scents. That juice cascades from the mountain in waterfalls and become a river called Arunoda, which flows pleasantly through the eastern side of Ilavrita. Just see, mango juice river. Cannot imagine, no? Cannot imagine. That's why it's on a different planetary system. Here means it's all messed up already.
Salt water here.
Yeah, taxating.
Only salt water.
The river of industrial pollution.
Yeah.
यत् उपजोषणात् भवान्या अनुचरिणां पुण्यजनवधूनाम् अवयव स्पर्श सुगन्धवातो दशयोजनं समतात् अनुवासयति.
The pious wives of the Yakshas act as personal maidservants to assist Bhavani, the wife of Lord Shiva. So now you see he's close to Kailash already, or Kuvera's place. That's also Kailash in a sense. Because they drink the water of the river Arunoda, their bodies become fragrant, and as the air carries away that fragrance, it perfumes the entire atmosphere for 80 miles around. Not that bad. Text 19.
एवं जम्बूफलानाम् अत्युच्च निपात विशीर्णानाम् अनस्ति प्रायाणाम् इभकाय निभानां रसेन जम्बू नाम न नदी मेरु मंदार शिखराद् आयुत योजनाद् अवनितले निपतन्ति दक्षिणेनात्मानं यावत् इलाव्रतम् उपस्यन्दयति.
Similarly, the fruits of the jambu tree, which are full of pulp and have very small seeds, fall from a great height and break to pieces. Those fruits are the size of elephants, and the juice gliding from them becomes a river named Jambu Nadi. This river falls a distance of 10,000 yojanas from the summit of Meru Mandara to the southern side of Ilavrita and floods the entire land of Ilavrita with juice. So it looks so amazing and wonderful, no? So it's so attractive. So when they're saying also that sometimes when you are dead and if you are given the opportunity, the Vishnu Dutas may take you on a tour.
Yeah.
And then if you get attracted, they will leave you there and go. So
Jambu juice.
we don't want to know.
What is that?
What is that? Can we try some juice? So it's said like that. I do not know how true it is.
So it's the last test.
I don't know, some of them say like that. But if you read Gopakarna, he goes through many different... So he passes through all of these places. I'm not sure if they describe everything, but he does go through all the planetary systems. Text 20:21.
तावत् उभयोरपि रोदसोर्या वृत्तिका तत् रसेनानुविद्यमाना बाह्यवर्क संयोग विपाकेन सदामर लोकाभरणं जम्बूनादं नाम सुवर्णं भवति यद् उहा भाव विबुधदयः सह युवतिभिर् मुकुट कटक कटि सूत्राद्याभरण रूपेण खलु धारयन्ति.
So mud on both banks of the river Jambu Nadi, being moistened by the flowing juice and then dried by the air and the sunshine, produces huge quantities of gold called Jambu Nada. The denizens of heaven use this gold for various kinds of ornaments. Therefore, all the inhabitants of the heavenly planets and the youthful wives are fully decorated with golden helmets, bangles and belts, and thus they enjoy life. So they don't have to earn and buy gold. They just go and collect.
It's mud.
No mining.
It's nothing but mud.
Yeah. Here is mud. There for them is just another thing. Right? So Prabhupada writes in the purport, the first paragraph, towards the end, he says, people in this age describes a Manda Sumanda Mate Manda Bhagyo Hi Upadrutaha. In other words, they are extremely bad and slow to understand the opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can produce such wonderful planetary systems. They have been described as Sumanda Mateya because their conceptions are so crippled that they accept a bluffer who produces a little gold to be God. So you know who he is talking about, right? Okay. Just wanted to highlight Srila Prabhupada doesn't, let anything get by him. Now, the case of the demigods, one might think, oh, this is so wonderful, they got gold and all, but Prabodhananda Saraswati at the end of the purport says, the position of demigods who are decorated with golden helmets and other ornaments is no better than a phantasmagoria. A devotee is never allured by such opulences. He simply aspires to become the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. So that's what we should be more interested. Not so much as I can get these nice opulent things and so on. We should aspire to become servant of the servant of the servant. Text 22.
Yastu maha kadambaha suparshva nirudho yastasya kotarebhyo vinishrutaha panchayama varinahaha panchamadhu daraha suparshva shikarat patantyo aparenatmana manam ilavratam anumodayanti.
On the side of Suparshva mountain stands a big tree called Mahakadamba, which is very celebrated. From the hollows of this tree flow 5 rivers of honey, each about 5 vyamas wide. This flowing honey falls incessantly from the top of Suparshva mountain and flows all around Ilavrita Varsha, beginning from the western side. Thus the whole land is saturated with the pleasing fragrance. Prabhupada writes, the distance between one hand and another when one spreads both his arms is called vyama. So this comes to about 8 feet. Most of us probably only 6.5 like that. Thus each of the rivers was about 40 feet wide, making a total of about 200 feet. Just here, just a river of honey. Then you will be thinking there's flies and all those things. But no, this is heavenly planet. It's all perfect. Text 23.
Ya hyupa yunjamananam mukha nirvasito vayuhu samatach chatayojanam anuvasayanti.
The air carrying the scent from the mouths of those who drink that honey perfumes the land for 100 yojanas around. Interesting. If they drink, they can fragrance the whole place. When we eat something, we make a stink, So that's the difference between demigods and us. 24.
Evam kumuda nirudho ya sapavalso nama vatastasya skandhebhyo nichinaha payodhadi madhugruta gudanyadi ambara shayyasanabharanadayah sarva eva kamaduga nadaha kumudagrat patantastam uttarenelavatam upayojayanti.
Similarly, on Kumuda mountain there is a great banyan tree which is called Shatavalsha because it has 100 main branches. From those branches come many roots from which many rivers are flowing. These rivers flow down from the top of the mountain to the northern side of Ilavrita Varsha for the benefit of those who live there. Because of these flowing rivers, all the people have ample supplies of milk, yogurt, honey, clarified butter, ghee, molasses, food grains, clothes, bedding, sitting places and ornaments. All the objects they desire are sufficiently supplied for their prosperity and therefore they are very happy. Just see, they don't even have to have any economic
development.
Yeah, don't need all that.
Just a river flows.
No factory, nothing. Just it comes off because they desire the tree will produce. And Prabhupada's point is when we do our sacrifice properly in our life, we get the proper results in our own existence. So he quotes that Annad Bhavanti Bhutani. That means By doing the proper sacrifice, we get the grains to cultivate to the demigods and so on and so forth. So similarly, if the people follow these principles in full Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada says human society will be prosperous. That means everything will be given. Right? We don't have to worry about our existence, our life, subsistence and so on. Everything will be provided by the Lord Himself. Now we don't know who will give what, right? We are always worried. So the bottom line is we have to be doing our duties. So our duty is to follow the Sankirtan Yajna for this age properly. Text 25.
Yan upajasananam na kadachir api prajanam valipalita klamasveda daurgandhya jaramaya mrityu shitoshna vaivarnyopasargadayas tapa vishesha bhavanti yavat jivam sukham niratishayam eva.
The residents of the material world who enjoy the products of these flowing rivers have no wrinkles on their bodies and no grey hair. They never feel fatigue, and perspiration does not give their bodies a bad odor. They are not afflicted by old age, disease or untimely death. They do not suffer from chilly cold or scorching heat, nor do their bodies lose their luster. They all live very happily without anxieties until death.
That's the killer line.
Yes, so that means
dies.
everybody
Yeah.
dies in this. In any case, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, towards the middle, more towards the end, how can the people be happy, he says. They must suffer from all the misery of materialism. Their bodies become wrinkled and gradually deteriorate until they become almost like dwarfs. So he's talking about people in Kali Yuga. And bad odor emanates from their bodies because of unclean perspiration resulting from eating all kinds of nasty things. This is not human civilization. If people actually want happiness in this life and want to prepare for the best in the next life, they must adopt a Vedic civilization. In a Vedic civilization, there is a full supply of all the necessities mentioned above. Right? So you don't need any other kinds of things. Just whatever the Lord gives is good enough for us to survive. You know. Artificially we do that, then our lifespans, everything is destroyed and we are not happy. Text 26.
Kuranga kurara kusumba vaikanka trikuta shishira patanga ruchaka nishada srinivasa kapila sankha vaidurya jarudhi hamsa rishabha naga kalanjara naradaidayo vimshati girayo meroho karnikaya iva kesara bhuta mula desha parita upaklaptaha.
Okay, there are so many mountain names. There are other mountains beautifully arranged around the foot of Mount Meru, like the filaments around the whole of a lotus flower. Their names are Kuranga, Kurara, Kushumba, Vaikanka, Trikuta, Shishira, Patanga, Ruchaka, Nishada, Srinivasa, Kapila, Shanka, Srinivasa, Kapila, Shanka, Vaidurya, Jarudhi, Hangsha, Rishabha, Naga, Kalanjara and Narada. Text 27.
Trikut mountain, Lanka was situated on Trikuta mountain.
Is that right?
I remember from Ramayana.
Yeah.
Trikut.
Trikuta.
Yeah. So all glorious mountains. Yeah.
Jatara Deva Kutau Merum Purve Nastadasha Yojana Sahasram Udagayatau Dvisahasram Prutu Tungau Bhavataha Evam Aparena Pavana Pariyatrau Dakshinena Kailasa Karavirau Prag Ayatau Evam Uttaratas Trishringa Makarav Ashtabhir Etaihi Parishrito Agnir Iva Varitas Chakashti Kanchana Girihi.
On the eastern side of Sumera mountain are two mountains named Jatara and Devakuta. which extend to the north and south for 18,000 yojanas, 144,000 miles. Similarly, on the western side of Sumera, two mountains named Pavana and Pariyatra, which also extend north and south for the same distance. On the southern side of Sumera, two mountains named Kailasha and Karavira, which extend east and west for 18,000 yojanas, and on the northern side of Sumera, extending for the same distance east and west, are two mountains named Trishringa and Makara. The width and height of all these mountains is 2,000 yojanas, 16,000 miles. Sumeru, a mountain of solid gold, shining as brilliantly as fire, is surrounded by these 8 mountains. Text 28.
Mero Murdhani Bhagavata Atma Yoner Madhyata Upaklaptam Purim Ayuta Yojana Sahasrim Samachaturashram Shatakobhim Vadanti.
In the middle of the summit of Meru is the township of Lord Brahma. Each of its 4 sides is calculated to extend for 10 million yojanas, 80 million miles. It is made entirely of gold, and therefore learned scholars and sages call it Shatakombi. Now that cannot be, right? When you think about it. So it's in a different dimension, which means it must be either on top of
Top of the
mountain,
Top of the
like
It's
that.
inverted.
Yeah.
Top of here.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Yeah. So it may not even be there, it may be further higher.
80 million miles.
Yeah. Text 29. Exactly, 80 million miles can't fit on the mountain. 29.
Tam anuparito lokapalanam ashtanam yathadisham yatharupam tuhiya manena puro astau upaklaptaha.
Surrounding Brahmapuri in all directions are the residences of the 8 principal governors of the planetary systems, beginning with King Indra. These abodes are similar to Brahmapuri but are 1/4 this size. So
20 million.
20 million. So it can't be around this. So there are planetary systems up there also. So if you look up that chart higher up, you can see how from Brahma different planetary systems are arranged like a chandelier.
Hierarchy.
Yeah.
I mean, the top of the mountain is wide enough to accommodate that. And this is
like
considered
this
like
cone,
official.
inverted cone.
This is like
Vacation.
no, these are more like official positions because we
It's
see.
just a post like that.
Yeah, it's where it's like King's Court.
Yeah.
That's where they get.
It's
together.
like they come.
This is vacation.
Vacation home.
I do not know where vacation.
Actually, that is the official one. But
Maharaj explains it.
Vacation. So
because
they
the
go on.
Brahmaloka is Satyaloka is all.
Yes.
Similarly, Yamapuri, where everyone's punished,
Yes,
is
it's
way
way
below the
down,
planetary
yes.
system. But
That's
there is
why
a
I said-
Yamapuri over here, where
Yeah.
because Yamaraj wouldn't stay where.
So it could be like you,
so
like
he stays actually here.
it could be like they are.
It's
No, it could be just a court, like a court place where they meet
No,
Meet
together.
together. Yeah, it's like more like a court place where they meet together.
vacation place. That's all.
Vacation place.
How
Could be
fast
vacation.
they should be traveling.
These
also.
all these things.
Speed
are
of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because just like king, he would not be in the prison, right? So Yamapuri, where they're getting punishments, Yamaraj doesn't need to stay there, right? So he actually stays.
No, there's a planet there, right? What is it called?
Pitriloka.
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 He's
He
in
stays
charge
there.
of Pitriloka. So
There's
that's like
Yamapuri here also, right?
yeah, he has a place here.
Here
also.
also.
That is actually multiple hometowns.
Yeah, multiple
One home.
location they can, because like Shiva has like 6 or 7 locations within the universe. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know whether it's a vacation place
Or
or
an official.
Yeah.
Maharaj explains.
anyway. That book. What's the title of the book?
It's a Mystic Universe. I'll give you the entire title.
Yeah, so you all can
Ruh is very nicely explained.
read that and get confused.
At least he has removed all the confusion. At least whatever is basically described in
Oh, yeah.
Bhagavatam is proper.
8 elephants.
Yeah, 8 elephants. Yeah.
Down and up.
They are rotating now.
Okay, see the planets are there, but then Jambudvipa is down there, where the Sumera mountain is.
They just stand there or
The
they
blue color is Jamudvipa.
Yeah,
The Jambu is small.
the blue.
Picture they
color.
have got, na, elephant's picture.
Yeah. So the elephants together with Ananta Shesh can balance this 7 planetary system here.
And the Kurma is.
Kurma is down.
Yeah, way below is Kurma.
What are these
What is
plates,
this
Prabhu? Plates, kya hai?
Yeah, different
These are the lower
planetary systems.
Atala Vitala.
The lower planetary system.
CDs.
Lower.
Lower planetary.
Lower planetary system.
14.
14 planetary system.
The 7 are below the Earth.
Here you see, yeah.
The sun does not
This
reach.
is Bhur,
No
Bhuvaha,
sun
and
reaches.
Swaha. Yeah. The Swaha is.
So top is Bur, then below is all the other planetary systems.
So
These are the
Bhur,
lower
Swaha, those are
Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha.
those are the middle planetary system.
Yeah,
5, 6,
and then
7.
remaining 4 upper planetary systems.
4 is
4
upper
upper planets.
4 upper, 3 middle,
Three
and the
middle.
rest is lower planetary.
And we are in
Right.
Jambudvip. Earth is in Jambudvip.
Dharvaloka is where?
Dhruva is right
Here,
in the
here.
pole star. No, over here.
No, up,
Over there.
Pole
Pole
star.
From the Jupiter.
That's Dhruva Loka.
Brahma is up in there.
And beach में भी planets हैं, the one they are like balls. वो सब भी planets हैं.
Those are all nakshatras and planets.
Demigod planetary system, moon, all those different. Can you go this side?
No, the description.
Yeah, it should be in the other.
The other
slide.
picture, yeah, the other picture had that.
Yeah. The
Keep
sun,
it
moon, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, all the different planetary systems.
Sometimes we
Where
miss
is
one
sun?
planet.
Where is
So
sun?
anyway, this is how they
missed
kind
one
of developing in Mayapur. It should be something like this.
Right.
Sun is also like a planet, bro.
Yeah, he's traveling,
So
but
then,
he's moving.
So Prabhu, then in that case,
Mhm.
like if the planetary systems is all what is within this universe, then whatever this is within the
Universe.
constellation we are in, like the Milky Way.
Yeah.
Today.
You can say whatever you want. Why? It's still there. Yeah, you can use whatever name you want, but it's still there. That's
So
it.
what the
I have no conviction.
plates,
The plate is Bhumandala.
Bhumandala. Okay, that is the widest one.
Yeah.
So is Earth in close to that Mount Meru somewhere?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it's
And the
down
base of
there.
Jambudvip.
Is it a goal or is it a
Here.
flat?
so. This is
It is
Bharat.
There.
Oh, both.
It's
This is
like
Bharat
Both descriptions are.
This is Bharat
That's why I want to
Varsha, and
find
within
out.
this Bharat Varsha is a Bharat
there you go.
Moon.
That's why it's
See,
there.
it's
That's
floating.
Earth.
That is
waters.
Yeah, the whole thing is Bharat Varsha, but Earth planet is there.
There, yeah.
This tiny thing.
Yes, it's a tiny thing. That's
Because in Sadaputta
So
Prabhu's
now-
video, he shows that little
Yes,
thing
yes.
that is
Yes.
floating in that water.
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, Jambudvipa is.
So this is mountain.
Jambudvipa is the entire.
The entire disk.
Yes, the whole disc is
Central part of that disc is
The whole
Jambudvipa.
disc is
No, the whole
No,
disk
no,
is
this
Jambudvip.
whole
This
disc.
The
whole
whole
disk
disk is Bhumandala.
Jambudvip.
Then
No,
it's
no, the
divided into
central inner
different.
disk is
Yeah.
Jambudvip.
So this is Bharat.
Bharatkhanda is so small. Bharatkhanda is so small.
Yeah, but the whole thing is Bharat Varsha.
So
Yeah,
like this is
yeah.
Bharat Varsha. Ilavati Varsha, you see.
In the middle.
The center is Iravara. That's Meru.
Oh, Bharatavarsha is over here. This is Kim
South of Himalaya.
If you
That's Himalaya.
South of the Himalayas.
when you
That's,
check
that black line is Himalaya.
Sorry, black है प्रभु. Which
No,
black
no,
line?
lowest one. Lowest one.
No, all
Just
these-
above Bharatvarsha.
They all consider mountain ranges or mountains. The black lines.
So in the Bharatvarsha, Earth is that little goal that we saw.
Yeah.
Bharat Varsha, Bharat Khanda. When you see the
So that is
Varsha is
Himalayas.
Bharatvarsha, Bharatkhanda, yeah.
Where is Bharatkhanda?
here is
Uttara
Bharat.
America.
Bharatkhanda is
Oh,
this one,
Earth
right?
is Bharatkhanda.
Yeah, this is Bharatavarsha.
Yeah.
This is the
Small globe is
Jambudvipa.
there.
Jambudvipa and Bharatavarsha are the same.
And see, Himalayas
No,
are
no,
no.
outside the
No.
Earth.
Bharatvarsha is only
Portion.
one of the 9 portions of Jambudvip.
Portion of Jambudvip.
One of the 9 portions of
So
Jambudvip.
Bharatvarsha includes what all
So,
in that?
what is Bhumandala and what is Jambudvipa? They both are same?
Bhumandala is
Bhumandala are
bigger,
9
much bigger.
huge concentric islands.
whole
The
circle
innermost
is
island
that
is
one.
Jambudvip.
That aisle, that circles.
So if you see all these circles,
Can you go
these are-
step by step starting from the widest one?
That,
Yeah.
this one. That. No,
This
no,
is
don't go
Bhumandala.
here. Don't go here.
Next
Go
one.
back.
Go to the next
This
Yeah,
one.
so
one,
all
yeah.
those 9 concentric, that's
They
Bhumandala.
form the Bhumandala. See, it says
Because
Bhumandala.
in the description they say it's the central wall.
And
The wall is
Jambudvipa is just the
Jambudvipa.
inner
Yeah,
state.
yeah.
Only the central
So
ring is
that's
The
the
Jambudvipa.
closest one is Jambudvipa.
So center is
Which is
Jambudvip.
like a lotus, that's what it said, right? The second verse.
Yeah.
Center is Jambudvip. That's all.
So others also they have people they stay there and
Yeah.
others.
Yeah.
The description is there in other chapters.
That's why I remember in the next few chapters we'll see that different people, personalities living here, they're praying to the Supreme Lord.
They're all higher.
Yeah, higher demigods and so on.
Ours is the worst condition, bro. That's like
Yeah, something like that.
He was the better where rivers flow honey and
The sun
if
sun
you
is
compare with them,
rotating
yeah.
like this.
Okay,
Sun is, yeah.
Sun is on the Manasutara mountain.
Yeah, right.
But the Manasotara mountain, he also goes like this. It's an incline because he also illuminates the Narakaloka also, right?
No, the sun rays never go lower planetary system.
He
But,
does go up
Prabhuji said that
to.
little.
He
yeah.
goes up to, but doesn't go down.
Go
Go to the edge. He
yeah,
goes
but,
to the
but
edge.
inside the lower planetary
He
system
doesn't
there is no
go-
sun rays.
No,
There's
he
no
goes
sun.
only up to the place where his son lives in
Yamaro.
Yamaloka,
No.
Naraka.
Pitriloka.
Pitriloka.
Yeah, he goes up to there, then he comes back.
So it is like in an incline, then he comes
Something
down.
like that.
Yeah.
You know, he goes like that.
In the summer, it goes in the north.
Yeah, that's right.
But this is not the sun that we see, right, Prabhu?
It's the same sun.
Same sun.
It's the same sun.
The sun is actually going around our
Yes,
east and
he
west.
goes in such a way you cannot understand how fast he moves. Yeah.
If the plate is there, then the earth is round over here.
Yeah.
The sun is moving like this.
But then
It's going in an incline. Prabhu.
Okay, logically speaking, then there should be some time or some place on earth where the sun is not seen.
Yeah, during night time. You know.
So it's described
Even
how
South Pole you
No,
don't
no,
see, right? So South Pole you
Another-
don't.
Huh?
South Pole you don't.
Yeah, for
Is
6 months, but during that time, North Pole actually, like, you have the sun rotating.
In South Pole, all the time, the sun is like hovering above. It's never going down. There are a lot of videos on YouTube. In South Pole, you don't
South
see.
Pole
it.
doesn't-
Yeah, 6 months they don't have sunlight, and 6 months you have sunlight.
No, I know what you're saying. So at least somebody else is seeing. You're saying.
No, my
So thing is, Prabhu, when the sun goes for 6 months in the northern ecliptic, it's actually traversing higher planetary systems.
Yeah.
So for them, our 6 months is there's just one day. They uthi
No,
Ekadasi,
yeah.
Dev Sayan again. So that's 6 months when the sun is traveling north. It's covering all the heavenly planets. So their day is as big as our 6 months. That's
Remember,
how
I told you the whole thing is moving by with the sun. So
Yeah.
therefore, we are always seeing the sun.
Correct.
But the whole
No, we-
whole
we-
thing is
Because
moving.
Earth is also
This
moving.
yeah, we
Yeah.
are also rotating,
Yeah.
but we don't see
Earth
the
is
sun
also
all the
rotating,
time.
bro.
Yeah, that's the
Remember,
reason
same
our
distance.
fast moving.
Everything is rotating. Sun is also moving at the same time. So he's going up and down. We are following him in a different eclipse.
Yeah,
also.
different relative motion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can't
it's a
understand
different
how.
relative motion. Ours is day and night is based
Yeah.
on rotation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Their day and night is based on
It's a
sun
sun
moving
movement.
on the
Sun
ecliptic.
moving
months,
up
yeah.
and down.
So they are relatively seeing it all the time. That's
6 months they are seeing, 6 months they are not. So their day is our 6 months.
But how can the higher planetary systems demigod not see sun for 6 months?
For
One
one
Their
day.
time.
One day only.
One day.
Same.
Night.
No.
Night.
For 12 hours, the
For
period
us,
is same.
from our point of view, 6 months.
From there, it's only one day. That's why we have this
One night.
Ekadasi,
Yeah.
right? When they uthi and they
So
they
in the
sayana,
daytime,
they-
how many times they eat?
No, just one time. Just time.
Same. It's
Same.
a relative time.
It's like-
It's a relative. The time
lifespan.
flows slowly. Because there is another pastime where Brahma is, seeing that.
It's a relative, no?
Yeah.
But
seeing
actually,
and
it's good to
then you guys
understand
pass
too,
on
because
the
if people ask questions,
Yeah,
it's
to
very,
me,
we have
yeah.
to know to actually answer.
Yeah. But
So
you
one
take
more
a
thing
break.
is,
Take a
Time
break.
becomes slow as you go on the higher.
Maharaj, Maharaj says one more thing, bro, which is very interesting. He says the Bharatvarsh, I mean, our earth is in the south of Mount Meru. So if you want to see Mount Meru, it is in the north of us. Right? So when the sun goes on the other side of Mount Meru, we still see the sun. How?
Because it's not a gross. Mount
Exactly.
Meru is on.
It's a subtle
Subtle,
mountain.
that's what he's
We
saying.
So the
already
gold is also subtle gold.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I already mentioned before, right? At the
It's not
element
that
level,
clear.
different, it gets more and more subtle. You cannot understand these things.
So then all the rivers or the
It's all on
hundreds is all
It's
although they are not there actually. Like
It's
from-
no, it is there, but it's in a different dimension, so you cannot see it also. It's there.
just like water comes from the subtle element of water, which is taste, right? There is subtle water. So everything is on a subtle platform.
What is that big chunk?
This is the city of Brahma.
That's
City of Brahma.
that's a cookie.
The big temple
This
in the
one.
middle?
That's
Yeah.
Brahma.
There is
Oh,
Brahma.
this one. Yeah.
What is that?
I mean,
Brahma
it's,
Puri.
it is said like that.
So
Right?
it's just
It's a model.
scale model.
So, yeah, it's
It's
just.
definitely not so grand.
Yeah.
ठीक से देख के नहीं आए.
Okay, we'll continue with tomorrow at 9 in the morning.